What's up, guys? I actually have the stand for my phone that I usually use. I have that in the room, and Aspen's sleeping right now. I'm gonna try and not show too much personal information, but I got my stuff graded at Beckett Grading. I have the submission form there. I sent in my Shadowless Charizard, and I feel like there's so much bad press with all these grading companies that I kind of set my card in at the worst time. The ground shipping and all that, I'm worried that I'm not going to get an email for like a month or 2 months that even verifies that I sent the card in, and all I have is this little pink paper receipt. And I just really, really dislike the process of like waiting in that line. They have two people. One of them doesn't even do cards. One of them, there's only one lady there doing cards. You know, the upcharges were insane. I mean, I wanted subgrades, which is other grades based off other factors on the card other than just the main grade, the main number. So I paid $50. That's okay. I did ground shipping. That was $24. I got the insurance, the return insurance, $12 per $1,000. So I got it insured up to $1,000. So I'm out the door $86 just to send one card in that could take 6 months for me to get back. Guys, I love that card. I love that Shadowless Charizard. Like that was one of the best cards that I've picked up, this year. And I'm just right now, like, I can't explain. I'm feeling a little bit let down, and like I should have just bought the card in a Beckett graded slab already, and just spent the premium there. I think this is a learning experience. We say like this card graded could get this much. I think grading it could fall off. They're short staffed. There's a lot of bad press. Apparently Beckett closed like last year or something. I didn't even know that. I'm just learning all this stuff as I try to look into the internet and learn about the grading services and figure out for myself. But honestly, I'm just gonna have to make videos and hopefully get some questions answered by other people. So I was there today. It says, if first-time submitters, we will assign an account number upon receipt of your order. I'm so anxious, I went ahead and registered an account with Beckett, so I'm hoping that all that stuff will mend together seamlessly. But I just don't know. I think this is why a lot of the big YouTubers get burnt out. You're waiting to get stuff graded, stuff lets you down. It's just a lot of anxiety and stress that takes away from the whole fun of the whole point of just collecting cards. Like, I really like what Rattle Pokemon is doing, like kind of, throwing shade at all these grading companies, because it's just really bad service. The average person, even without the subgrades, $30 a card, my cost still would have been $66 just without the subgrades for one single card. Now, yeah, you can save on your shipping. You can ship up to 10 cards with them. The reason I did this was because I didn't want to deal with sending it in the mail, so I did it on site. Also, I have to include my $86. I have to include the cost of the Comic-Con, which was $5. That was fine, but it's $91 out the door for me, and I raced to Comic-Con. It was nowhere near. It was a 30-minute drive out to Concord. All that, and then I had to race back to open up the bar. So it was just a lot of stress and time and effort, and then I waited in line for like a half an hour. They had no one helping them. I don't want to pile on and add on to the complaints for these grading services. I'm just like beside myself right now. Like, okay, so I have this piece of paper and I have nothing else. I just have to like trust the process and wait. There's no like electronic, form that, shows where it is right now, who has the card, do they ship it off? Do they ship all the cards off to their headquarters? Do they take all the cards on a road trip? And comic books and all that, like, where do they go from the convention is what I want to know. When am I going to get an email I left my email, and I'm hoping it helps that I registered on Beckett.com as well. I'm hoping that helps, and it helps everything be seamless. I want to get cards graded by Beckett. Honestly, I want to do it more than PSA because Beckett is just, they've been around longer, I think, and they're more reputable. But it just seems like everyone's throwing shade at the grading companies. Like, it doesn't even matter if you have a graded card because everyone just is unhappy with the grading companies. It seems like it's just better value to buy the cards graded than get them and then get them graded. And I get it now. I get it. I get why these graded cards are fetching premiums, but like I'm anxious right now, and I know my card is not going to be. I left it. I used a credit card. I didn't want to pay cash and then have them say there's something wrong with the card. It's going to get sent back to you. Basically they'll charge me when the card actually gets graded. I'm just like, how long is that gonna be? If I didn't have this piece of paper, if I didn't have this, this pink piece of paper, how long would it be until I get my stuff back from Beckett? How long would it be? Like, I don't want to wait. I realize this now. I should have expedited the shipping because I'm such an anxious person, but it wouldn't change the process. It wouldn't make anything any different in terms of where does it go after the convention. What happens there? So I text my buddy Joe that was there. He runs a comic shop. I text him. Sorry. This has been such a long day. I really want to know that, hey, everything's going to be okay, Ryan. Everything's going to be okay. I need somebody to reach out that's gotten stuff graded and help me out and tell me, look, it's going to be a month, and then you'll get an email. Just keep checking your emails. Like, I hate the idea that I'm going to just have to keep checking my emails looking for Beckett. Like, I really don't like that. There's the submission form. I guess I'm going to call their number, which of course had an overloaded mailbox that you couldn't even leave a message in. That makes sense. I'm sure they're absolutely overwhelmed. They have to be. But I just want to know with the submission form, if I call them tomorrow and they're open and I have this submission form, can they say, yes, we have your submission form in the system, or would they say, no, we don't have this card until we get the card in, we can't tell you anything, it's going to go through the process like everybody else. I just did not think about this, how long this is going to take, cost per card. There's no economy, so there's just standard. There's no economy anymore, so there's just standard. And then there's express, and then there's premium. I guess I need to look up those myself and look at the time and expect what the turnaround time is. But if anybody knows or can look it up and tell me what the turnaround is going to be for my standard, subgrade submission for my Shadowless Charizard, that'd be great. It's just a Shadowless Charizard. It's not the end of the world. It's nothing like crazy, but I wanted to send a card that would matter, and the Shadowless Charizard matters to me. But I'm glad that I didn't send off, a bunch of my first edition cards that I've recently got out of a big haul, because they're here. The value is solid. They're with me. I have them physically. It's just weird to be without, one of my favorite cards. I have a bunch of base set unlimited Charizards, but I only had that one Shadowless Charizard, and it's just, this process makes me super anxious. And if anybody can answer my questions and just say, hey, I know a lot of people have had a bad experience with Beckett or PSA or whatever, GSC or whatever the other ones are, but it's going to be okay, Orion. You're going to be okay. You're going to get the card back probably in 4 months, 5 months, whatever. Time flies by like that. I've had one of my cars in a repair shop that I wrecked. That's been in the repair shop for 5 months. So I'm like, I'm kind of conditioned to waiting on some things that are very important in my life as it is. But I don't know. It just seems like such a petty thing to take 6 months when it's just one little card. Like, they can't get that one little card. And how many people are actually submitting stuff? I get it. There could be tons of people submitting stuff. But at the same time, how many people are really, really into it to where they're submitting all the time? You know, is the hype over Pokemon, has it overwhelmed these grading services? You know, before before the hype, before Logan Paul, before big Pokemon YouTubers got really big, you know, was it easier to get your cards graded? I don't know. I'm actually glad I'm making a video that's not just, you know, talking about cards or product or whatnot, because, you know, I want to get down to the facts here, of how do these things work. You know, so I waited in line for 30 minutes. We got this form that you had to fill out that looks daunting. It's really not. It's very basic to fill all this stuff out. Once you do it, it's easier. And then I guess they give you an account number. They will assign you an account number upon receipt of your order. So I guess when they charge my credit card, when I see that charge, I guess I'll be looking in my email after I see that charge. But if anybody knows, if anybody's used Beckett before, please let me know. I am reaching out to the community for help here. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I'm just really anxious about this card. It's definitely kind of one of my only grail cards that I have that's like something that I found, that I bought, that I feel like I got a good deal on, and I'm just afraid something's gonna get lost, or it's just gonna take so long. I'm just worried. I just wish there was something more. I wish it was a little more comprehensive than just, here's your thing, here's your receipt. You know, you've got your submission form, and you know, you've got your number. You know, I don't know. I guess I want someone to calm me down and tell me that it's gonna be all right, and that it was worth me driving out there, going in person. You know, because that cuts out at least the middleman of me sending it via UPS and hoping it, or USPS, and hoping that it even gets to Beckett headquarters for them to get the card graded. I like that. I like that process. You know, I left it with you guys, so I'm expecting it back with you guys. I will probably never, ever send a card off for grading. Knowing this process, the stress, the bad press, the negativity, I don't want to buy into that. You know, that's why I like Rattle Pokemon's channel. He's talking about the realities of these grading companies. You know, and so many other big YouTubers are saying, like, this is why you shouldn't use these guys. You know, for something really, really specific, I don't know if I would use them, but for something like a Shadowless Charizard or a first edition Charizard, they've got to be experts on that type of thing by now. They can't be messing that up. But anyways, guys, it was an interesting experience. It was a rush, but it's just weird, like, giving up your card and hoping that you also get the exact same card back. You know, like, it's not just like I could get a different card, or I think something's fraudulent is going to happen. I just don't want there to be some kind of mix-up. There's thousands of cards going to this one place. They're short-staffed. I'm just worried. So I'm going to call tomorrow and ask about the submission form number and if there's anything that I can do. And they're probably going to tell me, sorry, if you did something with the convention center, who did you work with? You know, received by DH, sales rep DH. Like, I don't know what that means. It's not even a full name. It's not even like someone putting their full name, you know, the person responsible for this. It was just, you know, a lady was there and she had her kid next to her, and that was the grading service. You know, it was really shocking to me that there wasn't, you know, well-dressed, well-informed, sharp, waspy individuals that really know cards and know what they're doing there. It just seemed very half done. So I'm not too thrilled about it. But you know that I'm going to be thrilled when I get that card back and it's a BGS 3 or a BGS 4. I don't even care what the grade is. I just want to believe that I'm going to get the card back at some point. It's going to be in the same condition I left it. Also, I brought it in the magnetic case, and I wonder, is that something they're going to send back with my stuff? Are they going to send back that case? That'd be great to know. You know, a top loader doesn't matter, but those cases, these magnetic cases that I bought, that I have a lot of my cards in, they're $2 a piece, and while that's not a lot of money, it's still the principle of, are they just going to take that sort of thing and throw it away, or is that going to be kept with my card, with my new BGS sleeve, and all that stuff going to get shipped back to me? I have a lot of questions, and I'm hoping some people have some answers and some sympathy. My wife was right. She was like, now you're gonna need another one. She's right. As soon as that Charizard left, as soon as I knew it was gone, I was like looking on eBay for another Shadowless Charizard, whether it's graded or ungraded. You know, preferably maybe ungraded again. You know, in case something happens, I just want to have a Shadowless Charizard here. I might go for one that's in better condition than the one that I sent off. And then I just probably won't get that card graded. It's nice to have the raw cards, and like I was saying, these plastic magnetic cases from Pro Mold off of Amazon are absolutely fantastic. This is a great alternative to sticking your rare cards in somewhere and just knowing the value of what you have and not basing it off of a grade from a company. I know that's very hypocritical because I just sent my card off to Beckett, but the process was very expensive and people are hounding them about this right now. People are saying that they're, the prices are inflated and that they're gouging us right now, in nice words. Gouging. That's the nicest way that I can put it. I'm out the door $100 on a card that they cost me about $400. So I'm at $500 right now. If BGS comes back and I get a 3 or like a 4.5, I'm just not sure I'm going to be ever able to get over $500 for that card, even graded. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? The market could go up even further, but that's the market. That really has nothing to do with the fact that it's graded. So this will be interesting. There's not a lot of Shadowless Charizards on the market these days. I mean, ungraded, sure, but the graded ones, they're like non-existent, and that just goes to show you how hard it is to get these Charizards in there. The populations are low, in my opinion, of Shadowless or First Edition. But I will say one thing that was super cool was seeing the guy in front of me, his childhood First Edition Charizard. That thing was legit. It was clean. I was so jealous. I was just like, damn, that would be sick if I had a First Edition Charizard. It just... And then he didn't want to insure it for the full value. That was even crazier to me. He insured it for half of what the value was. I just thought that was nuts. Like thousands and thousands of possibly lost money on insurance. You know, why get a card insured for $5,000, $12 times 5? So he paid $60 extra on top of the send out fee. It was, just over $100 to send that card out, and it was only insured for $5,000. So if they lose it, he's out $5,000. But wherever it was lost, that person could easily still get $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 on that card. It just, I don't know. It's all trust, integrity, and I guess we'll see what Beckett does. Maybe I get my card back in 4 or 5 months, and everything goes smooth, and I say, damn, well, I should have done Express or Premium. I should have done, 2-day, 2-day priority overnight. I should have done the whole thing and just, spent the big bucks to get the card graded and get it back to me. Maybe I should have done that. It's something that I'll have to think about over time. Honestly, though, I'll probably forget about it, get another Charizard, and that'll be what it'll be. But I wanted to know y'all's thoughts. Am I being over anxious for no reason? Is everything going to work out? Or have there been a lot of issues this year, and was it a sketchy time to get your cards graded? I still have everything else here. I only sent off one card, so it was really like an experiment to see how long it takes them to get that first card back to me. That kind of will define my future use of Beckett Grading as a grading service. I don't think that that means I would rather go with like PSA, because I don't know. There's something about Beckett that I just recently have really wanted Beckett slabs, and am moving away from wanting these PSA slabs, which I'm only missing that shadowless Charizard. That's an Evolutions Charizard. That's not a shadowless one. I just put it up there for like mental reasons, so I'm not like pressing myself too hard to get the shadowless Charizard. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts, and I'm sorry the video was so long. It was a long rant, but like these are the things going through my head, and it's crazy how lucrative the whole grading service is, and how much people rely on something to create more value, when truly the raw cards are the value. We rely on the grading services to change that, but you know, I don't know. I'm ranting. Anyways, before I go off on other tangents, I had a great time just going to Comic-Con for the short period that I went. I didn't see really much. Honestly, it looked like a very small scale convention. The last time I was in Comic-Con in Charlotte was like, I feel like a decade ago, and it was sick. It was massive. The convention was just crazy. They had a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament that I got to be a part of. This was not like that at all. It was really mostly comic sellers, and then like a handful of people getting their cards graded, and then most of the people in our line were grading comics as well. The other thing that really sucks about getting your stuff graded in a line of people is that you've got one guy in front of you that has 30 things that he's getting graded, you know, 3 different forms filled out of stuff, and that takes 25 minutes, and then there's guys like me and the guy in front of me that had one Charizard that we wanted to get sent off. There should have been a separate table for people like myself, especially the fact that I had to race on the highway dangerously, to risking my life, like not even kidding, like weaving in and out of traffic, which I'm not, that's a bad thing to do, shouldn't have been doing it, but I was racing to get to work to open, all because I wanted to get this one card graded. Also, Comic-Con should have opened at like 8 or 9 o'clock. It shouldn't have opened at 10. That's way too late. It should have opened earlier for people to get in there and set up, and also people like me who have, you know, day jobs who needed to get in there and get it done. Anyways, that's a wrap. I wasn't really able to find the answers that I wanted online. I want to know what the turnaround time is realistically going to be like for the standard service, or am I going to be screwed, you know, over the next 6 months waiting? You know, maybe that'll be the reality of the situation. But hopefully within 2 weeks, I get an email, or maybe 1 week. Maybe it's even like 5 or 6 days, and then I get an email, which would be great, just to let me know it's there, and that, you know, they've received the card. You know, I don't care if it takes 6 months for them to go through the process of grading it, but I want to know where that card is at all times. You know, have some kind of, you know, accountability and tracking of you know, my valuable card. Anyways, I guess you just have to be more detached with the cards, so you're not worried about where they are, how long it's going to get graded. But in my case, what I've learned is if you're really attached to a card, do not send it to get graded. You will regret it. Not only do you have to depend on these other services, but it's totally out of your hand. There's nothing that you can do about it. And if it gets mixed up, for the most part, it seems like there's nothing you can do about it either. I don't know how the customer service is going to be. I'm going to call tomorrow, but I can almost guarantee I'm not going to get any answers, and that it's going to be vague, and like, you've got a submission form. We'll let you know when the card gets in. We'll send you an email confirmation. I also want to know, since I registered tonight on Beckett, is that all going to kind of become one thing when they send, you know, my account number, when they get the receipt? I have so many questions. I just wish somebody could answer them about Beckett grading. Until then, guys, I've got some stuff coming up. Nothing too crazy. A lot of my big purchases have already been made this year and last year. Like, this collection has grown immensely. At this point, I'm just kind of like, trying something new, and that's why I wanted to try grading, because I wanted to see if I could enhance value of my cards and start getting cards graded more often. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a reality. I might just stick to raw cards and then sell them in the magnetic holders. I haven't sold a lot of single cards. A lot of the stuff I sell has been theme decks. I seem to have luck with that. You know, I've got a couple lots of cards that are holographic posted on my Mercari, and like, I'm not really getting a lot of traction, and I'm basically selling them for nothing at this point and not getting a lot of traction. I don't know if that's just the market right now. Earlier in the year, I was selling a lot of Pokemon theme decks and Yu-Gi-Oh theme decks. Maybe it's just harder to sell random lots of cards, and I get that. I thought it would be easier. That's why I bought the bulk cards that I bought from my bar back from the bar, you know, a couple days ago. I bought all these cards that, you know, his dad had accumulated on his trash runs around Charlotte. He'd find these bags of cards, and there were a lot of first edition Pokemon in that haul. It was awesome, but the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I don't know if they were all that great or worth $200. I'm starting to think I should have just stopped with the Pokemon cards and been like, yay, this was a win. But I have all these Yu-Gi-Oh cards stacked high in this box now, just a ton of bulk, and I have all these hollows over here. Oh, that's not even the hollows that I was trying to get. These are the hollows that I was trying to get. These are the hollows that I'm proud of. We got Gaia, Dragon Champion from Legend of Blue Eyes. I just really don't think that a lot of those cards are going to pick up value the way Pokemon cards have. But anyways, guys, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's been a crazy journey this year. Look at all the stuff that I've, you know, accumulated. We got this Brilliant Stars display over here. I mean, it's just been a crazy dope year for everything. I got that Thunderstorm box up there for $500. That was a crazy win. I still need a Tempest box. There's not a lot of stuff that I really want. You know, I just want to complete the theme deck displays, and I want to get the other booster boxes up to like 2007 or 2008, I think. But anyways, guys, I've ranted for way too long. I hope you guys find these videos informative or at least slightly entertaining. Let me know in the comments what you think about Beckett, what you think this experience is going to be like to me. Did I screw up? Is 2022 going to be a bad year for the grading companies like other people are saying? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Peace out, guys.